Look, what you see on TV, the workouts, the 40-yard dashes, I'm not saying that stuff doesn't have some value, especially if it's a real surprise result. It does. The things that matter the most are the interviews and the medicals, and beyond draft prospects, it is all the conversations at 2:00 in the morning at Prime 47. And let me tell you something. I am going to be there.
You can't win a Super Bowl if your quarterback is terrible. It happens. Yeah. It's extraordinarily rare.
We won 2 Super Bowls without Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, you know, it'd be a lot easier having Tyreek Hill on the goddamn offense.
Two things can be true at the same time. The Chiefs are a really good team. The Raiders are an absolute disaster.
It's that football show here on KC Sports Network. Tucker Franklin hanging out with Matt Verderame for your Monday edition of that football show. Thank you so much to our partners, Ben Holiday, Bottled and Bond Bourbon, and Holiday Distillery for getting us through this weekend and many more weekends and days as the Chiefs season inches ever so closer. We are basically going to kick off your combine week, I guess, with this podcast here. This is airing on Monday morning. Matt, how are you doing? How are things?
I'm doing better in Canada.
Hell yeah.
How's that, Canada? You outshoot the Americans, you outplay them, you out this, you out that, you leave with more teeth.
Yeah.
And what happens? You go home frauds and lose. No. It was a terrific game. Jack Hughes with the golden goal. It's the only big goal Jack Hughes will ever score because he plays for the Devils. It was awesome. Really touching moment afterward with the Goudreau children, all that. I did not realize, as much as I love hockey, I did not realize it was only the third time we've ever won the gold medal. I knew we won in Squaw Valley in 60. I knew, of course, we won in Lake Placid in 1980. In my head, I had thought we'd won since then, but we had just gotten really close a handful of times.
Yeah, they had a couple. So I guess in 2010 they had that silver, and then they had 2014 they lost they had the silver too. So
I thought we won in Sochi because of the TJ Oshie 18 round shootout.
Yeah, dude.
In my head, we won gold in Sochi, so I was surprised. I knew we won silver up in Vancouver. I actually remember watching that before I played a hockey game. We were all in the tunnel watching the game on television. But yeah, awesome job by the Americans. The Canadians, listen. You lose the men's and women's games to the Americans in hockey, you've got to disband as a country.
I think so. Yeah.
You know, that or declare war, which they may do anyway, depending on how things go. With fair. But in any event, listen, I mean, that's like if we lost
basketball.
Dude, no, it's like if we lost football.
Yeah, we can't lose flag football in its first year, right? Like its first year in LA too. Like you can't.
Like if the Saudis come in and roll us in flag football, that is just, or like the Canadians just come in, the CFL's finest.
Yeah,
we can't be having that.
No, we can't. We're gonna have to be on lookout, on guard for that because frankly. Hockey's our sport now. Like, I know we have some Canadian listeners. I apologize. Actually, I don't think I do apologize because hockey is our sport. You can't lose to both the United States and both men's and women's hockey and still be a hockey country. I had a feeling like the moment was going to come when the Americans finally would get one over on the Canadians, right? Because Four Nations face-off last year, they couldn't quite get it done.
Right.
They had the goal that didn't quite it was Connor McDavid who scored in overtime.
Yeah. That was a great game too.
That was, a phenomenal game. Anytime the USA and Canada has gotten together in hockey in the recent memory, it's been bangers, dude. Well, only bangers from those two teams.
I mean, Canada obviously produces more great players than any other country. And for the longest time, if it wasn't the Canadians, it was the Russians. Now, in the 70s and 80s and prior, the Russians couldn't come over. They couldn't play in the NHL because the Kremlin would, basically do whatever it took to keep them in-house.
Yeah.
And then they started to defect, and then the Soviet Union fell apart because, it's the Soviet Union. Right. And so things changed. But really, having played hockey my whole life, in the 90s, American hockey was just kind of becoming, legitimately competitive.
Right.
Not like they were going to beat Canada, but hey, all right, it's not a total disaster. We've got Mike Modano and Jeremy Roenick and Brian Leach and Mike Richter. But in the last the last 20 years, American hockey's really gotten to the point that, is it Canadian hockey? Apparently, yes. But like we don't have the volume of players that Canada does.
Sure.
But we've gotten to a point now where we're clearly the second, like the second biggest producer. Like the Russians are always going to produce, Sweden, Finland, some of the Eastern European countries. But it was cool to see as an American, I grew up playing and loves hockey because it really, when I was a kid, I mean, the thought of the Americans beating the Canadians for anything that mattered in hockey was aggressive.
Yeah.
And that, to go in there and kick some ass was pretty cool.
It was really cool, especially to withstand that third period where the Canadians basically threw everything in the kitchen sink at them, and Connor Hellebuck had some amazing saves. I'm glad that version of Connor Hellebuck showed up and not like the Jets version where he allowed 6 goals in a period and a half. The
funniest thing now is for anyone who's unaware of Connor Hellebuck, he is a great goaltender. He's won the Vezina Trophy, which is the league's best goaltender. He plays for the Winnipeg Jets. Hey, congrats on that gold medal.
Yeah. Austin Matthews is the captain of the American team, also the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah, so that's going to be fun.
But however, Jack Hughes is going to get the most New Jersey Italian American welcome of all time. Dude. So, I was thinking about that. Man, Connor Hellebuck's going to go back. Like, do they even acknowledge that he won a gold medal?
I wonder. I need to look and see if the Toronto Maple Leafs tweeted out that's our captain. That probably
captain, my captain. Yeah,
yeah. Because usually, the Preds were out there tweeting about Philip Forsberg. He's a pretty big part of the Swedish team, and he's a big part of obviously. Yep. Of the Predators, they're tweeting out Swedish Preds, right? All about that. And UC Saros, their goaltender, was on the Finnish team, and so those teams will lean into it. And
I'm going to go ahead and guess that the Maple Leafs did not tweet out anything about Austin Matthews.
I know that the Blues, during the Four Nations face-off, were we don't know what to do because Colton Parayko and Jordan Binnington were on the Canadian team. So they're just we don't know who to cheer for.
We hate our own players.
Right.
Yeah. That was all going on. Then
wow, they actually did, Matt. They actually did tweet out our captain with a heart. Yeah.
Oh.
With a graphic. Yeah, that is. I'm going to retweet that now.
It'd be great if they'd put down goes Canada with a picture of Austin Matthews.
Yeah. Team USA gold, Olympic Winter Games, Milan Cortina. Yeah. Wow. That is kind of crazy that they did.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, same.
I'm surprised. But also kind of give them credit. All right.
Their timeline is just all of they had a Scotiabank Arena watch party for Team Canada. So it's just all Team Canada stuff. And then everybody remember to breathe, and then a graphic of Austin Matthews with the USA.
So that all happens, and then the next thing on my feed is that the Mexican cartel is lighting up the entire country. I was all right.
Yeah. Top and bottoms are not going great. It's not going great in the middle really either, but comparatively.
I saw, I'm all right, cool. Won the gold medal. Here's this Jack Hughes photo. It's iconic. Here's this Connor Hellebuck. And then also oh my God, what is going on in Mexico? Yeah. So, quite a Sunday. And all that is a backdrop, or however you want to prelude, to we're all headed to the Combine on Monday.
We are.
So a lot going on. There was a signing in the NFL that may affect the Chiefs over the weekend. And Andy Reid also held a presser. So there's a whole lot to get. Apparently Andy's knee is not well, so not going to be at the Combine. Held his presser on Zoom, which I'm sure he was thrilled about because the Chiefs can control that environment really well.
Oh, yeah.
But he's not going to the Combine. I think Brett is still going.
Yes.
So that'll still be, that'll be. He usually speaks on Tuesday.
Tuesday at noon. The schedule's already out.
It's out. Yeah, I have it in my email, but I was too lazy to look. But he almost always speaks at Tuesday. Tuesday at noon. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So Tuesday at noon Eastern, so it'll be 11 Central.
Cool.
If you guys are going to be following along, we'll have plenty of content from there. I think actually BJ, Herbie, and myself are going to go live after that press conference as well to kind of discuss what Brett Veach talks about.
I'll say one thing for Veach. For anyone listening who's not watched, Okay, as someone who has to cover the whole league and who has interviewed many of these guys, and believe me, there are some of these guys. I mean, my God, they wouldn't tell you what they're eating for lunch.
Yeah.
They're so wound tight. I would really implore everybody, listen to what Veach says, because he's about the most honest guy in the sport. He will just flat out say if they say, yeah, you know what, really want to sign a running back, they're gonna. It's not a smoke screen. It's not for some other reason. They're not trying to throw some team off. That's just what he means. So that'll be an interesting listen.
It is going to be an interesting press conference for sure. That's why Herbie, myself, and BJ will be going live on the KCSN channels. Make sure to take a look out for that because we will be live. I think we're going to go live from the KCSN Airbnb, the content house that we're going to have to. So that'll be sick. That'll be fun. And we'll have a lot of content out for you guys too, as BJ called me a little bit. He was actually in Oklahoma City. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter. He was at a Thunder game. So he was down there in Oklahoma City. Sorry for him to having to go down to Oklahoma City. We know how I feel about Oklahoma City. I've made it pretty clear on podcasts how I feel about Oklahoma City.
Fair.
But actually, as we're recording this podcast right now, sorry, I thought the Chiefs tweeted out. I saw someone retweet onto my timeline some coaching changes that the Chiefs have done about Matt House. You know, the Matt House thing where he's just moving to outside linebackers coach. Chiefs really like Matt House. They've liked Matt House for a long time. He was on the staff last year as the senior defensive assistant, I think is what they call him. They gave him a bullshit title to keep him on the coaching staff, and then they promoted him technically to an outside linebackers coach. Blocked a bunch of interviews with him because they do value him on that defensive staff. We've known that for a while. Matt House actually went to LSU for a little bit to be on the defensive staff there, and then they took him last year on that staff. So I saw that coming on the timeline as we're doing that. I think that happened on Friday or Saturday when that happened. But
yeah,
Matt, let's talk about this presser that Andy Reid held, because I was kind of surprised, truthfully, that Andy Reid all of a sudden out of nowhere on a Friday was like, all right, let's have a presser. I was like, that's strange because you're going to talk in 2-3 days. So why would you hold one right before then? And then it obviously comes out in that presser that he had a knee surgery. He's going to be laid up for a little bit. He told our KCSN Serbi Tiopi that he's going to be on the IR for a little bit, but not long. So doesn't have that there. One of the kind of a couple of big things that came from the press conference. I don't think either of them are too surprising. One, the Chiefs are in contact with Travis Kelce. They're talking with him. They're having conversations. Obviously, he didn't point to one way or the other, but it does kind of sound like Travis Kelce is gearing to come back, and that could be some news.
If I said to you 80% odds he's coming back, would you say that's too high, too low, or just right?
I think it's just right. Yeah.
At this point, I'd be very surprised if he doesn't come back.
I agree.
Which is funny because watching the game on Christmas where Chris Oldokun was thrown for 3 yards in an attempt, I was like, he might retire at halftime.
He would have had every right to,
Yeah, I mean, honest to God, it would have been the most exciting part of that day.
Yeah, it would have been.
God, that game.
Who was that linebacker who retired mid-game at halftime?
Well, linebacker Vontae Davis did it.
Oh, Vontae Davis. Okay,
the corner.
Sorry. Yeah,
he was just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Honestly, again, respect. Man knew he wasn't going to give us all in the second half and just said, I'm done.
I do respect that.
I would be at this point, I would be really surprised if Kelce retires. Because, you would know by now. If you're Kelce.
Yes.
You had a month and a half. What are you, hemming and hawing? I don't know, maybe not. I could see it taking a couple weeks after the season. The emotions calm down. You want to, get rid of the bumps and the bruises and all that. But at this juncture, he's got to know whether he wants to play or not. So, I feel like if he wasn't going to play, we would now know. I just would be very surprised if he doesn't play again.
I'm right there with you. I do think it is one of those where I think he even mentioned off the jump when at the end of the season, he's like, I want to let him know before free agency, before the combine.
Yes, he did say that.
And that's where we are. This is where he's mentioning the timing.
So free agency starts Monday.
Yeah, essentially.
For the teams, it starts Monday.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into all that here. We'll give you an inside baseball look at the combine.
No one's tampering. Names
redacted. But yeah, it's going to be, look, Anyway, that was the first point. Your second point, I'm assuming about Tyreek or about
nothing happening with Tyreek. And again, I think Andy Reid brings up an important point for all of us to remember. And he said, I don't even know if Tyreek's healthy right now.
Right.
It's like that's I think the most important thing with Tyreek Hill is it sounds like he needs a second surgery. He said that on his Twitch stream. I think we talked about that on Friday's show.
LCL.
Yeah, and that's not that's not like a little quick little cleanup, little meniscus cleanup that like guys to go through all the time. Like that is an actual surgery and some rehab that he's gonna have to do. So nothing going with Tyreek Hill either. I don't think that any of that's surprise.
No, it's not. And then he mentioned Mahomes has been in the building 7 hours a day rehabbing.
Also not a surprise.
No, I was gonna say which I'm surprised it's not more. The way Mahomes is. So listen, I mean. Nothing. Sometimes those pressers can be a little wonky because every once in a while you'll get, and you will, I'm sure, have this, where somebody will go up and be like, "Yeah, so and so needs surgery. He's out for 6 months."
Yeah,
that happens. No big surprises in there for the Chiefs. Rashee Rice, that topic came up, and he basically said what you would expect him to say. Okay, you can't talk about that. Blah blah blah.
Right.
Andy's the master of saying nothing.
Yeah.
So that's what he did. That's why I said the one to listen to as a Chiefs fan is with Veach.
Yeah.
Because Veach will actually go up there. But yeah, you know what? Actually, we're thinking about doing this. And the Combine was the place where Brett Veach said that Mahomes is the greatest player he's ever seen in his life. And Mahomes hadn't played it down yet.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, Veach will say stuff. Veach will also say stuff off the record that they can be parsed later. But, like, he'll say stuff, like, right into the microphone. So, I'll try to ask him a question that really annoys him. Really gets him. No, I'll try to get some decent question there to get some thought provoking answer. But listen, I mean it's going to be interesting, as you mentioned. 11 Central. Yes. I always forget that Indianapolis is Eastern time.
It's stupid. The way that they do the Eastern time zone is stupid.
The state is absurd. It's a ridiculous state. I'll tell you what really is absurd. It really pisses me off to no end. All these GMs and coaches are going on Thursday, except for Mike McDonald, Todd Monken, Mike Vrabel, and Mike Borgonzi, who are all going at 1 o'clock Eastern time on Wednesday, all simultaneously.
At the same time?
Same time. All of them at 1 o'clock. Great, thanks. Guess who's not going on Wednesday? This guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
What are we doing here? That's just stupid. Like, what is the point of that? Plus, once you get so Tuesday is just GMs and coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, you start having some of the prospects.
Yes.
And they're in from Eastern times again, from 8 until noon. And you're getting the linebackers, the D linemen. That's going to be where I'm at. So you're going to have, like, for the purposes, like anybody who's a Mizzou fan, like Zion Young is speaking that day. Mm-hmm. And then if you're a Chiefs fan, obviously there's a lot of guys who are interested in Keldrick Falk is going to speak that day. I'm just looking at the names. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody who's obvious. Mesidor is going to speak that day for Miami. David Bailey, Reuben Bain. All those guys are going to speak in that D-line class. Now, Reese, which I don't think the Chiefs are getting Reese. He's speaking. He should be speaking that day. Is he speaking with just the regular linebackers? Yeah. Yes. Gotcha. He's speaking at 8 a.m. Oh, my God. I'm not going to be there for that.
God bless.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Have fun, bro. I'll be there later on. But, yeah, so he's speaking at 8 a.m. Eastern. And then you're getting – so Bain is going to go – let's see, where is he now? Bain and the rest of this group – they go a little bit later in the day. Okay, so Bain, Bailey, and Mesidor are all going at 11 o'clock Eastern.
Dang.
All of them, same group. So, yeah, I mean, that's going to be kind of the sweet spot on Wednesday. And then, of course, the prospects will keep talking all the way through Thursday, Friday, on and on and on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's going to be a lot to parse. I also appreciate the way they did this. All the coaches and GMs on Tuesday speak between like 10 and 3:30, and then there's a big break, and then Chris Ballard just randomly speaks at 4:30, and then Sean Payton's the only person there at 5.
Good.
And George Payton speaks at 5:15, and then it's Lynch and Steichen at 5:30. Like, unless you are covering those teams, man,
that's a shitty time for a presser.
What are we doing? Like
5:30? Get out of here, man.
That's tough. We're going 5 barrels at 10 a.m. just to get the party started. Omar Khan, Joe Horitz, Elliot Wolf, Joe Shane, and Ian Cunningham of Atlanta. Hey, Ian, how are things going with James Spears?
Yeah.
How many times is he going to get that question in 15 minutes?
I'm going to say, hey, Joe, do you remember meeting me with 2 hot dogs in my hand?
There you go. So as you mentioned, Veach will be at noon Eastern. And then Andy, of course, isn't speaking. The Bills, Brandon Beane, Joe Brady at 2 and 2:15. Jesse Minter's going at the same time for the Ravens as Veach. Costa's going at 10:15. Who else that matters if you're a Chiefs fan? I already just went over Denver. The Raiders. The Raiders. Okay, John Spytek is going at 10:15. And is the coach going? Is he on here?
Is Kubiak not going?
I'm just making sure I'm not missing him.
He not built for it?
That'd be a shame.
Yeah, that would be a real shame. Maybe he had a knee surgery. And
it appears he's not built for it.
He is not built.
He is not, at least according to the schedule, he's not built for it. So he's not going to be there. We've got
soft.
Yeah, is Harbaugh going? That'd be the least surprising thing in the world if he skips, because you got Hortz at 10, and then John Harbaugh is going at 1 for the Giants. Yeah, no Jim Harbaugh. So the AFC West, man, light showing. We got both guys for Denver. Veach is the only guy for the Chiefs because Andy, did his whatever. But yeah, man, the Raiders, the Chargers, GMs, but no coaches.
Crazy.
So there you go.
Crazy soft, in my opinion.
It's weak.
But yeah, no, that always kind of kicks it off, and then obviously you mentioned the prospect interviews as well. But really, the main sauce that happens is, as we know, as what you're supposed to think is nothing happens for free agency until March 11th. Actually, what is it? It would actually be like March 9th, right?
March
That's
9th
the legal
tampering. March 11th is when they can technically sign. Yeah,
legal tampering is such a funny name, by the way. I know we talk about this every year, but like,
it's like calling it okay cheating.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Like you can cheat, so it's okay. But if it makes it okay, it's automatically not tampering. That's the things I think about. But so we will have news. The breaking news team, I'm sure, will be hot and ready to go on March 9th. And the league wants you to think that March 9th is the day that these teams first start talking. Not true. Monday will be the first day that these teams start talking. When you're listening to this podcast, these teams are talking. They're in Indianapolis. This is a rare occasion where everyone in the league is at the same spot at the same time. Agents, players, coaches, general managers, everybody in the same building at the same time. And we'll start to hear some rumblings from Indianapolis. Hopefully we don't end up like Mark Sanchez.
I mean, based on history, hopefully we just don't run into Mark Sanchez.
But I should be on the lookout for Mark
Sanchez. I'm not worried about ending up like Mark Sanchez. I'm worried about running into him outside like St. Elmo's or something. Look, so we talked about it. I mentioned it earlier, like the inside scoop of this thing. So the Combine, if you've never been to Indianapolis, the Combine is extremely localized in downtown Indy. It is not spread. Like when you go, when we were at Super Bowl for San Francisco, my God, you could go anywhere in the city and something's going on. There's a party here, there's an event here, whatever. The Combine is very, very localized. So there is basically one stretch that's maybe a half dozen blocks where you've got all the hotels that everybody stays at, the JW, the Westin, the Embassy Suites, the Hilton, whatever. And then you have the bars / restaurants that everybody goes to, the Kilroy's, Prime 47, High Velocity, which is a hotel bar. The Starbucks where Schultz and Rappaport may or may not get into a brawl.
Did you see he talked on Andrew?
Yeah, I did. Okay. I can't, please. I
don't know. I don't think I believe him.
No, I got to be honest. It came off as incredibly misrepresentational. But I'm just going to leave it at that. But like all those places, St. Elmo's Steakhouse, you could walk from the furthest place to the furthest place like within 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. So that also means that if teams would like to conduct a little bit of business, it is not hard.
Correct.
And all these teams, this is why the combine is so awesome if you're in the NFL, whether you're media, team, agent, everybody's in the same place, man. Like the teams are there, the media is there, the agents are there. And if you go enough, you start to get to know everybody. So I'll never sit here and say as a media member, like, oh, like we're involved in it. That'd be aggressive. But they get to know you enough that it's like, okay, that guy's fine. Mm-hmm. That, and they'll start talking about things in front of you that maybe 5 years ago they wouldn't have. Right. Because they can trust that you're not just going to like stream it on Twitch. So that it's So there's that level. But it's very interesting because these agents go, and let's say you're an agent with 3 or 4 free agents. You're trying to get an idea of, okay, are you interested? Are you interested? Are you interested? How much are you interested for?
Yeah.
You will absolutely have agents leaving the combine with soft deals done. Mm-hmm. I mean, okay, this guy, hey, listen, Chiefs are willing to go to 4 and 48 for, Kenneth Walker, and nobody else is willing to go past 42. And he's made it clear to me that he'd like to go to the place where he's going to get paid the most. And so unless something radically changes, we've got our spot. Like that happens all the time. And that is one of the biggest things with the combine is about the draft. The combine really is where the offseason kicks in full swing.
I think James Palmer did a video about that, and he's like, the one thing I'm watching for is like, sorry to the athletes and the participants, I'm not watching any of them.
No,
I'm looking at free agency. Franchise tag deadline kind of is around the same time too.
March
tag deadline
3rd, I believe.
Yeah, so like you kind of have decisions made here in terms of where I think Trey Smith was placed on the tag during the. It was
he was. Joe Tooney was traded. I was writing about it from my hotel room at the Hilton Garden Inn last year. I remember.
Shout out to Hilton Garden Inn.
Embassy Suites this year.
Wow. Right. Is that a step up?
I don't know.
Me either. I don't know. I don't know the hierarchy rankings of maybe that's a power ranking in our future is just hotels.
I went to book the Hilton Garden Inn because that's where I've stayed every single year I've ever gone to Indianapolis. And one of the nights was completely booked solid. And we're all like, all right, Embassy Suites. So is that better? Is it worse? I don't know. As long as it has a bed, doesn't smell like piss, we're good.
That's a good prerequisite for a hotel room.
The location is like they're basically like next to each other, so that's irrelevant.
Yeah. And also, when you talk about the Indianapolis and how everything's centralized downtown, they also have like skywalkways, like connecting every hotel and connecting everything to the convention center too. So like that also is really nice. You could walk from one side of downtown to the other and not have to step a foot outside.
Beautiful.
It is. It's pretty sick. No, and it makes a lot of sense. They should never take the combine out of Indianapolis.
That is, look, we are a country divided that can never grant anything. That is the one thing. If you polled everybody who went to the combine, said, "What do you think? Should move it?" Not one human being would vote to move it. And if they do vote for that, they should be thrown off a cliff.
Introduced to Mark Sanchez.
It's a dangerous game in Indy.
No, look, he's not getting off the hook this week. I'm going to be on the lookout for Mark Sanchez all week long.
The same way Solak's on the lookout for Ryan Leaf at all times.
That's true. That's true. I'm going to be head on a swivel for Ryan Leaf and Mark Sanchez, 2 legendary quarterbacks,
Yes. Yeah, 2 guys who really fulfilled the potential. It's interesting, too. Here's the other thing, and this is something that Hal Bear and I do, but it's I just find it very interesting. When I first started, how many combines have you gone to? What will this be for you,
Oh, gosh. I think this is combine 4? 5? Okay. 4.
I want to say for me, I'm ballparking this a little bit, 8. I'm always amazed when somebody will be like, 31st combine. I'm like, really? Like, you know that?
Yeah,
how the hell do you know that?
Yeah.
Like, geez, I don't know how many Super Bowls I've been to, but the combine?
Super Bowl's a bit different than combine.
Right. But here's the thing I find really interesting. So when I first started going, there was so when you're at the convention center, if you're watching on TV, you'll see all the players and the coaches like at their podiums and whatnot. And then the players, some are off to the side on tables.
Yep.
And there's a curtain that separates the middle of the room. And when I first started going, on the other side of the curtain were guys lifting weights.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they were doing over there. That was where they did all their like weight testing and everything else. And like, I was there the year they did the Kyler Murray height measurement, and that was a huge deal. Everybody's like, how tall is he? How tall is he? He went back behind the curtain, came back out to like 6 feet.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What do you stand on?
Yeah.
A car. But in any event, so now on the other side of that curtain is a full room of media.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like a miniature Radio Row.
Uh-huh.
And then you have like massive setups. You have you have NBC Sports, you have CBS Sports. It's again NFL Network. It's ridiculous comparatively. When I first started covering, there was none of that. Not one setup. And now it's massive. It's a big deal. So Combine has really grown. But it's what you see on TV, the workouts, the 40-yard dashes. I'm not saying that stuff doesn't have some value, especially if it's a real surprise result. It does. The things that matter the most are the interviews and the medicals, and beyond draft prospects, it is all the conversations at 2:00 in the morning at Prime 47. And let me tell you something. I am going to be there with a rum and coke in hand.
Yeah.
Probably my ninth one.
Yep.
Just sitting there, just talking to some defensive coordinator, just asking him why some middle linebacker can't run, and getting a real volatile answer at 2 a.m. that you wouldn't get at 9 p.m. So that's where, like, you're going to start seeing this whole week, you're going to start seeing reports. Hey, this guy's got a big market. This guy. And take note of the big time players out there, like the mock drafts. Take note how much things change. Because you're going to have guys who are say, that guy's top 10 pick. And you watch. I bet you there's one or two of them that by next week, oh, look at that, he's 25th. And some other guys who are like the Casey Concepcion types, people like that. Who was like, man, borderline first round. It's like, oh, that guy's top 15 now.
Yeah.
On every single mock. Look at, why is that? Well, because they talked to 10 different scouting departments and they all told them the same thing.
Yep. Certainly something to watch. It'll be interesting, and we will be with you every step of the way, guiding you all the way through. So let's take a break. Matt and I are going to do a power rankings coming up later on in the show, but we got a little bit of quick hitters. Quick hitters making a return on the program to talk about what's going on. I saw something come across the timeline we got to talk about as well. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Chiefs.
Just a short drive from Kansas City. Experience the history, the heritage, and the bourbon at Holiday Distillery. Tour Missouri's oldest distillery, where real Missouri bourbon is made the old-fashioned way. Walk the grounds, taste the tradition, and take home a bottle of something special. Make the trip, sip the story. Holiday Distillery, Weston, Missouri. Book your tour at holidaydistillery.com.
My name is Terrell Jolly. A lot of people call me TJ, founder and CEO of Integrity Capital Management. So Integrity Capital Management originally started out as a property management firm, but we slowly transitioned to what is described as an incremental development firm that's focused on situational housing. I know most people say affordable, but we believe in creating housing for people that are actually in need and built to the end user. I believe everyone needs a home, because when you have home, you have hope. The reality is that when you're building a business, one thing you don't think about is like what a true banking relationship means. And, I had the honor and privilege of meeting Debbie early on in my career when I was just trying to get going. And as a small business, it's really challenging at times because people don't understand the concept or not believe the longevity because you're just getting started. But Debbie was willing to take a chance on me, be patient with me. I almost look at it like a grassroots initiative. She's seen and believe what I'm about. Anybody that's really true about their business and want to get some things done, I would definitely trust hands down Emprise, because Deb's team, along with Aaron and Jackie and all the amazing people that work behind the scenes, even from the treasury side, I would say, hey, give them an opportunity, because you won't be disappointed and you will actually be in hands that actually somebody care and that will see you from start to finish.
Matt, I just saw this as we're recording come across the desk here. I think I first saw it tweeted by Ari Merov. The NFL competition committee has not seen a proposal on banning the tush push yet.
Yeah, well, they're gonna.
And yes, you would assume they would. He said there's been no discussions.
Meetings.
Yeah, I assume that's where it's going to happen, but there's been no discussions to this point by the competition committee about banning the tush push. That's per Rich McKay. No team has made a proposal yet, unlike last year when the Packers did.
Have the Bills submitted a proposal yet to just ban overtime in the playoffs? Have we gotten that juncture? Because that's usually what ends up happening.
Yeah,
the Bills lose, and then there's an immediate proposal to fix whatever ails them.
Dude, I posted a video on it I posted a video I posted on TikTok. I think it was a video I took of Patrick Mahomes, right? Playing football. Yeah. I said, yeah, life is tough, but thank God I'm not a Raiders fan, is what the video said. And some Bills fans responded and said, his knee was down, with a picture of the Broncos play. And I was like, buddy, I'm not talking about you. What, are you okay?
Also, at some point, no, it wasn't. Just rule of the deal here is no, it was. Also, maybe don't turn the ball over 5 times. I don't know. Just
that'd probably help.
It's kind of like after the Chiefs lost to the Titans in that ridiculous playoff game years ago. Mm-hmm. People rightfully went nuts about the forward progress thing. And my whole point was, that was one of the worst calls you'll ever see in your life. Even Titans fans will tell you, it was a staggeringly bad call. Maybe don't pull a 21-3 lead to Marcus Mariota. I don't care. I just can't get worked up about it. I don't care. If you're that big of a clown fest that you're going to lose a 21-3 lead at home to Marcus Mariota, if one call sinks you, you deserve to lose. And that's how I feel about that Bills-Broncos game. Yeah, man, that call's a 50-50. We could debate that to the end of time. And I'm here to tell you that if you're the Bills, that's weak sauce. At some point, bro, go win the game. But I look forward to them maybe we're just going to get to a point where the Bills they just offer up a proposal that if the game goes to overtime, they just automatically win. Because Allen can't win a playoff game. Actually can't win an overtime game, period.
A game, yeah.
Just can't do it. So we might have to ban overtime to help him out.
007 is what they're calling him. No wins, no rings, 7 overtime losses.
It's not good.
That's not good. That is. Now
they're opening up a new stadium. Joe Brady's leading the charge.
Man, I can't wait to see Joe Brady in his freshly pressed white tee, chain hanging down.
He's going to roll into town on Tuesday feeling pretty good. And there's going to be just a deluge of questions from
him. Wait, when is his presser? Shit.
I think it's 2. I think I said, right? It's 2 or 2:15. He and Bean go back to back.
Oh, that's good. Is it same podium maybe?
Yeah.
Good. Oh, yeah, it is 2. Podium 7. Bean and then Joe Brady. Good putting Bean first. I think that's good. Good move on Buffalo's part. Just put Bean first.
What time is Pagula going?
Let me see. Let me scan this here real quick.
That'd be amazing. Just drop Terry Pagula in there. Yeah, Terry's going at 2:30.
Actually, we're gonna have Terry go instead of Joe Brady. He caught it. I know he caught it. I watched the video again. He caught it.
I'm gonna be there for the Brandon Bean presser because I'm just curious to hear how that is spun.
Yeah, I might go over. Well, we're probably gonna be live, unfortunately.
No, I won't be. So I'm walking over there.
I will FaceTime you after and be like, Matt, give us an update.
Brandon, have you put in a proposal yet that's shortened the game to 59 minutes and 46 seconds? just to really make sure things are on the up and up.
Yeah. I think that's the right move. Okay. Can I throw some quick hitters at you?
Go ahead.
All right. This is me just going through the NFL.com website and seeing the stories that happened while we didn't record and looking at the stories that I want to get your opinions on, get your thoughts on. If you guys are unfamiliar with quick hitters, that's what it is. We don't spend a whole lot of time on these topics. It's just getting you informed, up to date with everything that happened since the last time we recorded. These are all things going on in the NFL. The Bears might move to Indiana. That's weird.
Hammond, Indiana.
Let
me tell you something. Not a big skyline there in Hammond. Driven
wow, no, there's not.
On my way to New York. I I look. I know Connor Orr, who is a coworker and a colleague of mine at Sports Illustrated, said he had a report talking to a source that at this point, I'm trying not to put any words in Connor's mouth, but essentially that Indiana is a pretty big leader in the clubhouse here.
Yeah.
Which, listen, I think Connor would say the same thing. That stuff can change rapidly because Illinois all of a sudden could just panic and be like, okay, we'll give you whatever you want.
Sure.
Bro, listen. I am from New York, all right? The Jets and the Giants do not play in New York. Right. So part of me is like, whatever, if that happens. The other part of me says, man, Hammond, Indiana.
That's where you're going to go? Really?
Really? Yeah. Like, plus you bought all this property in Arlington Heights.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That process.
That's the thing I don't understand. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. Now, look, I am on board with them moving out of Soldier Field because as someone who's covered many games over the years, that stadium is a freaking nightmare to get in and out of. It's outdated. It's cool like on TV because the scenery is great. Like you're on the lake. But to actually go, it's a pain in the ass. It's not – that stadium was built like 100 years ago. It's just not made for current amenities. So I don't have any issue with them moving out of there. But – not moving to Arlington Heights seems ridiculous.
An unforced error.
Yes.
Really, is what it seems like. Connor's tweet does say, just to get the words that he's saying here. In speaking to sources close to the situation, the Bears moving to Indiana thing is not just gaining momentum. It feels like an inevitability, barring a major change of course from the state of Illinois. This is wild. More on SI now soon. So it feels a little bit kind of the similar situation with the Chiefs in terms of Kansas is just like, here is this Godfather deal where you'll pay rent to us, but not really. Right. And you can get all the money back from the stadium and we'll give you 80% of the money to build a stadium. And we're like, Clark Hunt was like, wait, are you sure about this?
Done.
Yeah. Yes, I will do this. This is too good of a deal to say no. I assume that's probably what it is now. Like that Indiana's just like, we'll pay for 100% of the stadium and then also give you every dollar ever for the stadium. So I can only imagine that's what would make sense for the Bears to do, to obviously have all that property in Arlington Heights and just being able to just be like, okay, yeah, never mind. We'll go.
Very weird.
It is weird. It is weird. Florida, the state of Florida going to another state, has passed the Teddy Bridgewater Act. Did you see this? I did not
see this.
The Senate passed the Teddy Bridgewater Act. If you remember what happened with Teddy Bridgewater, he was a high school coach. He paid for some meals for some of his kids and then actually broke some.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah,
broke some rules. Yeah. The act was passed unanimously. It's known as which allows the K through 12 head coaches to use $15,000 in personal funds per year to support student athlete welfare. 38-0 vote. It was passed. He led his the team he was coaching to a very successful season. He had helped some kids and was suspended for helping kids. So shout out to the state of Florida for allowing people to help kids.
I got to tell you, like, only the NCAA would be like, hey, listen. Kid's got no money. Family's down its luck. You bought that fucking kid a cheeseburger? Ineligible.
Right.
Great. Thanks. That's going to really level out the playing field. Now Purdue's going to be able to take down Indiana. Now you've done it. Like, the most ridiculous. Like I was watching the Fab Five documentary the other day, and I've seen it before, but it's really good.
Good doc, yeah.
31. Mm-hmm. They won't hang their banners in Chrysler Arena because it's like all this, like, oh, it didn't actually happen. Bro, it happened. There's video evidence it all happened. You know, it's like when Reggie Bush lost the Heisman. Well, he didn't win the Heisman. Like, no, he did. He did. Believe it or not, I watched him do it.
Right.
The NCAA is such a clown show. And then like even these like some of these states with the high school rules at certain things, and God forbid you do. Listen, everyone with a functioning brain, which I know these days is a high bar.
Few and far between. Yep.
Okay. Everyone understands what is cheating to gain a competitive advantage and what is just being a person. So the Teddy Bridgewater Act, I'm in favor.
Shout out to that. Shout out to the state of Florida for doing something right. The Rams were promoting Nate Shieldhouse to their offensive coordinator. This is after Nate Shieldhouse went around and basically had a bunch of head coaching interviews and offensive coordinator interviews. Doesn't get any of them. Well, doesn't choose to take any of them, I should say. And people believe he is a rising star in the league. The Rams also promoting him to offensive coordinator. So shout out to Nate Shieldhouse, former, I think, Chiefs fellowship. I think he was a coaching fellowship intern at the Chiefs had. So, so shout out to him from the area. Also, was a big time Illinois quarterback, coached really well at Iowa State. So he's got all kinds of Midwest ties, Midwest roots on there. So shout out Nate Shieldhouse. One I have from this week as well. Nielsen revised their Super Bowl 60 final rating. They actually bumped it up to from 124.9 to 125.6 million. So it was a 700,000 increase from their original number. I don't know.
Oh, thank God.
The process of that.
Now I can see. I'll tell you what it was. They were like, what the hell? It's a few more bars to turn the game on.
Yeah,
bro, I have no idea. I've never understood. Like, I get it if you're in the broadcast media space, but otherwise, like the amount of people who care about Nielsen ratings to me is always just stunned me. You know what Nielsen rating I care about? Mine. Like how many what am I watching? In other words, that's all I care about. I don't care. You get these weirdo freaks who are like, how many people were watching Bad Bunny? I don't care. Yeah. I don't care if it was 1 or a billion. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But good for the NFL getting that number bumped up a little bit. I'm sure now Goodell can sleep at night that the league's not going under. Right.
Yeah. So they got the number bumped up, but it still fell short of the all-time record, which was last year's Super Bowl.
Last year, yeah.
127.7. Nielsen actually attributed the update to a big data provider not properly collecting data from its devices on February 8th. That seems like a little bit of we made this up. And they said it said big data. It's capital B, capital D. Listen, which come on now.
I've said this maybe to you before. I know I've said this to a buddy of mine.
Yes. There
is nothing funnier than when you just throw the word big in front of some kind of a category. Uh-huh. Big toilets just fucking us again. The price of the Kohler toilet went up $20. You always hear people say big pharma. But if you just throw big in front of any category, it's hilarious.
Big data.
Big pasta. Spaghetti prices up 4%. Yeah, and you just bitch about it, and you do it in a way that's almost wistful for the old days. That's when you're big tomato. Yeah.
Big tomato.
Del Monte's killing me. I remember when tomatoes and it's just bitch. Yeah, so I love that big data was able to make a mention in there.
It's crazy. They just needed an excuse, and shout out to them for finding one. That's good on them.
How do we raise this thing up?
Yeah, a couple more.
What do we do? Got it.
Big data.
Blame it on them. Yeah.
It's just like the guy in the corner sounds like your uncle that's kind of lost it a little bit. He just like big data. It's big data that.
Some lieutenant in the NFL has been around since Rozelle was there.
Right. Yeah.
Just in the corner, I was like, what if we just say it was big data's fault? And somebody's like, genius, and then just
run it. Get the press release.
You put it out there. Make sure to capitalize the B. Yeah. Sounds more official.
Insane.
Yeah, awesome.
What's also insane is we fall further and further into a participation trophy as society, as the Patriots gave Mac Hollins his $4,000 bonus for his incentive, and he didn't get it. Yeah. Look, he was 4 catches short of reaching a contract incentive during the 2025 season. So that would mean you don't get it, right? That's what that means. But I guess they gave it to him. Yeah, they honored it to him. So he gets to add $400,000. That's not nothing. $400,000 incentive to his signing bonus. So good news for Mac Hollins.
Meanwhile, I might screw this up, but it doesn't matter because it's not really pertinent today. There was I want to say it was Maglio Ordonez years ago in baseball. He had some incentive. Maybe it was even that his contract vested the next year. if he got the 600 plate appearances. And I think it was the Tigers. They were just like, sit him. For like the last week of the year, like they wouldn't play him so he couldn't get there. And, so, listen, there's also the opposite end of that. But, yeah, like, you didn't get there, man.
Yeah.
They didn't, like, artificially keep you away from it. So I'm with you. I think they should have told him, hey, tough break. But apparently we've gone weak as a society. And we'll let him get away with it.
We're getting softer. 4 catches is not like barely missing it either.
It was like a game's worth for him at minimum, maybe 2.
Yeah, like that was good business on your part for setting that, truthfully.
Right.
Whatever. Who cares? I guess that doesn't matter. The last one I got, this one does matter. Javonte Williams. He was a free agent running back on the market who didn't even make it to the dance. He didn't make it to the dance before all this happened because the Cowboys agreed to a 3-year, $24 million contract extension with Javonte Williams. Now, I don't think, Matt, you and I tossed out Javonte Williams a lot for like what we thought for the Chiefs in terms of like fits or who we wanted there. I think that, and truthfully, if it's my opinion, I think this might be a year late on Javonte Williams rather like for getting this deal, but he's familiar with the Cowboys. The Cowboys, he had a good season with them, a little bit of a resurgent year. He had $16 million guaranteed for him on that deal as well. So shout out to Javonte Williams for coming off that market. The guaranteed money is interesting with a $24 million 3-year deal with 16 million of that guaranteed. We'll see how that's spread out over over some years. But overall, I think that like if I probably would have done that deal.
Yeah, 3 and 24. He's only 25 years old. Yeah. So he just had 1,200 yards. Said 11 touchdowns.
Yeah. Yep.
I think what's interesting about that is a piece of the puzzle now. If you're Brett Veach and the Chiefs, because you're sitting there going, all right. So he got 3 and 24. Rico Dowdle's got to get less.
Mm-hmm.
He's older and he wasn't as productive this past year. I would expect that Walker and Hall and Etienne will get more. But how much more?
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, how much more? Like I will be frank. I thought we might see more. I even wrote about this in the magazine right now. It's out for SI. Not so much about Williams. It was more about the other 3 guys I just mentioned. But we might see some bigger deals here for running backs because the running back game is coming around.
Right.
And yet now you look at it and go, okay, well, if he got 3 and 24, I mean, is Breece Hall going to get 4 and 50? Like, is he going to get that? Is it too much? Find it because I'm looking up right now here at SI. We did projected contracts. Let me just look up what we had for Javonte here. I'll say it unless it's embarrassingly wrong. Oh, dude. I just want to have it out there. Okay. Our projection.
Okay.
3 years and $24 million.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why you watch the show. Bang.
That's pretty good.
Every other media company can eat it. How about that? Right in your face. 3 years, $24 million. Boom. I was very scared of what that was going to be when I was scrolling down.
Like
5 and 70.
Yeah, 6 years.
Asshole. Yeah. I was terrified because I remember when I was doing those projections with my editor, John Bloom, and we were just going down the list and I was giving like snap thoughts as to like what it was going to be.
Yeah.
Now, I guess I should read off the other running backs, considering that was so correct. I'll just tell you what the other guys are going to sign for. Okay, so I will go toward the top. So our number 1 running back available is Breece Hall.
Okay.
We had him at 3 years, $40 million.
Okay.
Then we had, by the way, I want to know, this was done in like the divisional round of the playoffs. So Walker hadn't won a Super Bowl yet, but it's still Hall would be the number 1 guy anyway.
Right.
Okay, Walker was 16th on our list, and Etienne was 17th. 3 years for each. Walker getting 33, Etienne getting 30. And then we had Javonte Williams, which we nailed that. And then Rico Dowdle, Williams was 26. Dowdle was 27, 2 years, $14 million.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
So like, those are our projections. So I mean, if you did, we're in line with the Williams one. Maybe that's a precursor of, Hall might be around 13 a year, something like that. If you're the Chiefs, does that number scare you all? I wouldn't think so. Like, I think too, you got to factor in. Think about what that means. Like, Gabe Davis got $13 million a couple of years ago. Like man got 3 and 39 to go to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Darnell Mooney got 3 and 39 to go to Atlanta. Josh Palmer just got 3 and 36 to go to Buffalo. Like, you're paying. I think the inequity there is crazy. Like, those guys are number 3 receivers. I mean, hell, Gabe Davis is like a number 7 receiver. Like, number 3 receivers. And instead of paying that guy that kind of money, I can pay a top 5 running back that kind of money.
Yeah.
Top 8 running back. Yeah, I'm good. I'll pay the running back.
Yeah.
Especially a guy who can catch the ball. So, factor that out.
I'm looking at, you mentioned just projections. It looks like Spot Track's projections are a bit low in terms of where they project these guys AAV.
Sports Illustrated. I'm not wasting my time with that.
Exactly. Like, they have Breece Hall at 10.3. They have Kenneth Walker at 9. This is APY, obviously.
Yeah.
ETN at 6.8. So like, I think if
the Chiefs could sign Travis Etienne for $6.8 million a year, to give him a 12-year contract. Like, oh my God.
Lifetime contract.
If they call Travis Etienne's agent and he's like, listen, we want 7 a year.
Yeah.
If I'm Veach, I'm just screaming into the phone, 428 fully guaranteed. Good night.
Which, like, here's the thing too. When you talk about these projections, like the Dowdle is at 6.5, ETN 6.8. Those are both lower than what Javonte just signed. So like, that's not going to happen. I don't think either of those guys sign. Maybe Dowdle gets like the same.
Dowdle, I think, might get a touch just because he's older.
Yeah, right. He's 28.
Travis Etienne is not taking less than Javonte Williams. That's not that.
Right. And yeah, looking at that, I mean, I think your numbers go up, right? Like, Kenneth Walker's not signing for less than probably 10, I would assume.
10. Yeah, Etienne and Walker and Hall, to me, those guys are all double digits per year. Yeah. And if they're not, that's a great deal for whoever signs them.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Do you think Hall's if you had your druthers, is Hall the best of them, or do you feel a different way?
Probably I would say Hall, with all things considered. There's something about Breece Hall. Like, there's a je ne sais quoi about Breece Hall that, like, I don't necessarily love, but I can't figure out.
On the Jets.
And that might be it. Like, that legitimately, like, when I watched him play, I was like, man, there's just something there's something that looks like I don't like about this guy that I can't put my finger on. And it might just be he plays for the Jets.
The organization, yeah.
Yeah. But like, Kenneth Walker, I had a great Super Bowl, played really well. I think he earned himself some money in there. I'd be surprised if Seattle doesn't re-sign him, but I know they got a lot of stuff to kind of figure out. Like, JSN's now one contract. Like, I mean,
right. You're gonna pay him a quarterback, basically. Listen, I think if you're a Chiefs fan, unless they sign one of these guys for just an obscene amount of money, which I just can't imagine that happening. Mm-hmm. If they sign one of those 3 backs for anywhere between 10 and 12 a year, I think if you're angry about that, you're just angry to be angry.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot imagine if they sign one of those dudes, 3 and 33 or something. You can be really pissed about that. You're gonna be just upset about that.
No.
Like, no, you can't be. And I don't think there's that big of a difference between those 3 running backs, quite honestly. Sure. Yeah. I probably like Hall the most, but like, if they got Walker or Etienne, I'm not gonna be upset about it. Mm-hmm. Like, that's fine. I even really like Tyler Algier, which he's not going to be anywhere near that number. He's probably going to be, you could probably get Tyler Algier for like 2 and 10, something like that.
Yeah, they have his, again, with the Spot Track projections, you're probably going to have to adjust here, but they have him at 1.8.
Bro. Okay, adjusted for Spot Track, he's getting 6. Okay.
Yeah.
No, he might get 4 or 5, but he's getting more than 2. Okay. If he signed for $1.8 million, again, 4-year deal, right? You just lock him in at 4 years and $7.2 million, like it's a deal in 1995. Yeah, no, that's a low number. And by the way, one thing that before we get into our power rankings and go, like,
oh yeah,
this is where the combine too. You're going to start hearing about guys being cut. So you're going to start getting an idea too of the full breadth of free agency. You know, like the Michael Pittman stuff, that's going to be asked.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Ballard is going to answer that question. Another guy was very honest, by the way. So Chris Ballard, to this day, still the funniest combine presser I've ever been involved with. He went at the same time as Brett Veach during, what year did Wentz play for the Colts?
It was right after the pandemic, right?
That whole thing might have brought on the pandemic. It
would have been like 21 or 22, right?
Yeah, it was in that right. Okay, so Wentz played for the Colts 2021. All right.
Okay.
So he goes there. They made a trade for him. It's a big thing.
Did Frank Reich.
Yeah, and like his numbers were okay that year, but if you actually watched him, he was brutal. Yeah. And they had a game where they played Jacksonville, who is the worst team in the league. Like literally, they went and drafted Trayvon Walker, if memory serves.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to just win that game to go to the playoffs. And not only did they lose, they got killed. Yeah. All right. And Irsay, the late Mr. Irsay, was furious afterward and basically was like, get rid of this guy. Right.
Yeah.
So Ballard goes to the podium. And I think there's like a general expectation. Like, okay, the Colts are going to move off of Carson Wentz here. They kind of have to.
Yeah.
And I'm at the time, I'm with Fanside and I'm listening to Veach talk because I'm doing Arrowhead Addict and like And like as Veach is just kind of giving his State of the Union, I'm listening out of the corner of my ear to Ballard. And Ballard, if somebody out there wants to go find it, I'm sure it's on YouTube. Ballard is it is an annihilation of Carson Wentz for like 10 solid minutes. About they just cannot get him off the team fast enough.
Yeah.
And they're going to trade him. And for the love of God, somebody please take him. And they just, like, whatever they got to do to get him off the team, that's fine. But like, there's no way in hell, basically, Carson Wentz is coming back. And I remember thinking, like, oh my God. Like, I've never heard anything like that in my life. Like, he just trashed the crap out of his squad. We were all looking at each other. I remember, like, I was looking at, like, Mike Tenier, like, oh my God, did you hear what he just said? And we were like, wow, that's the end of them being able to trade him. Here comes Washington.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Washington gave them, like, real value for him after that.
It was like the same exact trade that they traded for him.
Yes, they, like, almost, like, gained for it. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. So here's the hope when we get another presser like that this year where it's just unbelievable. Somebody just says something, you're like, what? Minus 300 on Brandon Bean.
Yeah.
Bean's going to walk up there. But let me tell you something.
He got it.
Sean McDermott's the reason that we haven't won 8 straight Super Bowls. And also he caught the ball. Right. So I look forward to that. That'll be fun.
Quick note on the Jags Colts saga. One of my favorite, not really favorite, but like the Colts just refused to win in Jacksonville, and they haven't won
there in like almost 15 years.
2014 was the last time that they.
It's unbelievable. The one year they lost when Minshew was a quarterback, and the Jags smoked them week 1, and they never won another game. Yeah, that was just it.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's like the hex down there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just people just don't want to be in Jacksonville, which I get it.
Who the hell does?
All right, let's wrap up the show with power rankings. Monday power rankings here. The Olympics are done. They're closed.
It's true.
Closing ceremony happened on Sunday. So we are going to power rank Olympic sports you only care about during the Olympics.
Yes.
Hopefully this graphic goes triple platinum for us everywhere. But Olympic sports you only care about during the Olympics from 5 to 1. If you don't know how power rankings work, you should, because
you're a moron.
Yeah. But we will
stop watching our show.
Yeah. Come on. But we'll start with 5. We'll go to 1. Matt, you have the honors.
So we're doing summer and winter here. So we're combining
all Olympic sports. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I think I enjoy watching the diving, the high diving.
Ooh, yeah.
Like I'll watch it and sit there and like actually convince myself after 5 dives that I know how to like actually watch it with like an eagle eye.
Yeah, you know how to judge it, right?
Yeah, I'm like, 9.8. No, it's 7.5. You know, like,
too big of a splash. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah. But I do enjoy watching that. Like, I would never in a billion years. That was on just in like October. Like, oh my God, who the hell's putting this on TV? But like during the Olympics, I'll sit there and watch it. Yeah, for an hour.
Diving is a good one. I was thinking about swimming. Swimming's the same way, right?
Yeah.
But I'm going to stick with a Winter Olympics or a Summer Olympic sport as well, and I'm going to go with water polo. Water polo is the same way where like
I almost did that.
It's just like I don't know how those horses don't drown.
That's right. You're gonna put old Bessie in there. Just get it done. Hold your breath, Bessie.
It is actually incredible. Like athletically, I know George Goff just did water polo. Like it's one of those like sports that I watch. And I'm just like, these guys and girls are like incredible athletes.
Constantly staying afloat for like hours on end while playing a sport. Yeah.
Right. Yes. No, it's crazy. Yeah. Number 4 to you.
Okay. Number 4. So 1 and 2 are really easy for me. Okay. And I debate. Number 4 is speed skating.
Ooh.
And by the way, not that I don't respect it, because listen, I mean, I skated as a hockey player. I can't even, speed skating to me is like totally foreign. I can't even imagine it. None of that long track garbage. Mm-hmm. I like the chaos of short speed skating.
You see the girl get smoked in the face with a skate?
Yeah, thank God she can get that in the eye, man. That'd be
I know, dude. Holy cow.
But I love when it's just an absolute all you can eat, just full tilt right out of the gate. People are flying into those padded barricades. It's awesome. Yeah. So give me short track speed skating for the win at 4.
That's such a good one. I'm going to go with that for fencing. I don't think about fencing at all, but then I watch fencing and I'm like, this is freaking sweet. They have swords and they're trying to poke each other. Like, and these guys, of course, and girls get into it. Like when you get a good like poke in, they're just like out yelling. They're yelling at their other the guy that they're fencing or girl they're fencing against, and they got the cool mask. Like sometimes they're the flag of the country. Like the fencing gets pretty intense, and that's one that I don't even think about until I see it on. You know, like you go to Peacock and it's just like fencing. Also on fencing, just like, well, I got to watch that.
That's a great one. I didn't think about fencing, but that's a really good one. So, look, there are some sports that I don't even know how the hell it came to be a sport, and I'm just blown away by the entire thing. This one is a sport that I'm not even quite sure the name of it, but when it's on, I'm involved. What is the sport where they go from cross-country skiing to just shooting a gun?
I think that's biathlon. Yes, that was on my short list. The biathlon is incredible.
Like I remember as a kid, like the first time I was watching that, and they're trucking on cross-country skis, and then all of a sudden they just drop down to their stomachs and just start firing a rifle. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what? What's going on? Yeah. You know, they're like the announcers, they got to slow their heart rate down so they can hit the target. You know, what is happening? And my question for that is, who the fuck created that? Yeah, like, who was like, listen, cross-country skiing is cool and all, but like, shit's boring. So what if we get what if you do it with a gun?
Right. Yeah.
All right. That's number 3 for me. That's amazing.
One of my favorite memes that was going around is like the Winter Olympics were starting. It's just like Summer Olympics, like, how fast can you run? How high can you jump? Yeah. Like, how fast can you swim? And then the Winter Olympics are, put these blades of on your feet and see how fast you can go on ice. It's like ski and then shoot this target. Like that's what the Winter Olympics are.
Are you more of a winter or summer guy?
This is a really good question because my number 1 is actually going to be a Winter Olympic sport, but I love the Summer Olympics.
Okay, so I'm more of a Winter Olympics guy, but I also am the guy who all year I'm like, man, can't wait to watch the Olympics, and then like it comes on. And the time zones are off, and the kids are screaming, and I end up just like watching like highlights. But yeah, in any event, all right. What do you got for 3?
3, man, I'm waffling back and forth. Biathlon was a great pull there. I think I'm going to go with handball at 3. Handball is a sport that I don't really like think about literally at all, and then it comes on, and there's some countries that are incredibly good at handball, and it's fun to watch them. You see them do like put the spin on the ball where they're like bouncing and it just like goes straight sideways into the net. Like there's some pretty insane athleticism on there. Handball, one of them I don't even think about until the Olympics come around.
You ever play handball?
Just in like gym when I was like in high school.
Yeah, we played it in gym and shit got wild.
Hurl that thing, you know?
I remember one dude dove into the wall and had to go to the nurse's office. Man, somebody hit it with backspin. It just spun back toward the wall. This dude wasn't ready to accept defeat and gave himself a concussion right into the tiled wall. He didn't even get it either, like a loser.
Man, think about this when you were like in high school and you had to go to the nurse. Like, that nurse is just like seeing a whole bunch of stuff, but like that nurse probably vastly underpaid for dealing with all the shit that we were doing, you know? I think about that sometimes, be like, damn. Well, imagine what it'd be like to be a school nurse. If we had any school nurses listening to the podcast, love to know what it's like. Love to hear a day in the life.
Shout out to the school nurses.
Shout out to school nurses.
We had Mrs. Ferguson, who I'm pretty sure was a nurse in like World War II. And we were, I'll tell you, you didn't go down there unless a bone was sticking out with Miss Ferguson. Yeah, you didn't go down there for a Band-Aid. You got thrown out. Anyway, all I remember about the school nurse area, well, not all I remember, but we had to go down there for our physicals when we played sports.
Yeah.
And if you're a man, you may be familiar with the hernia test.
Yeah.
Okay. Where something is, an area of you is grabbed and you're asked to cough. And I remember, we all just took turns going behind that curtain and trying to make the most like salacious joke to the doctor that had to do it. And the poor guy, like, trying to get him to laugh. Every once in a while, you're like, huh? And like, all right, nice joke by John. But yeah, I always had fun. But in any event, all right, number two.
Yes.
This is something I legitimately want to try one day. And you can do it up in Lake Placid. They still have the track, bobsled. Like, obviously, I don't want to try it like I'm in charge because I'll die.
Yeah, you don't want to steer.
Like, yeah, I just want to like sit in the back, go 80 miles an hour down the track. That seems awesome. The luge is fucking insane. Like, I don't know what's going on. The bobsled is, first of all, it just looks cool.
Yeah.
It just, the thing's built like a bullet, it's all painted up nice, USA, whatever. And then, of course, if you're a person my age, Cool Runnings, the Jamaican bobsled team, which I'm never rooting against America, but if the Jamaican bobsled team's involved, we got to have like a co-gold medal or something going, right? So, bobsled, dude, I will sit there and watch the bobsled, 2-man, 4-man, women, men, whatever, all day long. Love the bobsled.
Bobsled's a good one. I love that you brought up the luge.
Yeah.
That one's nuts. But then somebody saw the luge and was like, what if we did this head first instead? And that's how Skeleton was born. And that's my number 2. Skeleton is my number 2 because I'm just like, these people are insane. They're going 80 miles an hour head first down just a ski ramp. You ever see like any videos of like the people like wiping out?
Oh, they go over the edge or they're dead, man.
Dude.
People are gone.
It's insane. I don't care about Here's an interesting question too. Skeleton, luge, bobsled, all those. How do you practice that? I mean, do you always have to be in a cold spot? Do you have to like live in Lake Placid? Like, do you have to live in?
You probably could practice it with if you fix some like wheels on the bottom.
Yeah, probably.
Right, I would think. It's a good question. I don't know.
Well, I saw that Norway, was he from Norway? I think because Norway is just really
probably
good, the Winter Olympics.
They rocking those things.
Yeah, and this skier who won like the 6 gold medals.
Yeah.
He like was practicing and he had skis that had wheels on the bottom and he was just like skiing up a hill, like a road to practice. Yeah.
This is why they're more committed than we are.
Yeah. They rule the Winter Olympics. Also, America, by the way, had a really good Winter Olympics. It's the most gold medals they ever won. Like that's the first time ever they were in second place in the Winter Olympics, standalone second place. So like
that'll teach the rest of the world.
Absolutely. Number 1, what do you got?
I'm going to guess that we have the same one.
I think we do.
It's got to be curling, right?
Yeah, it is curling. It 100% is curling.
Curling is a hilarious. Like, then there was a cheating controversy of like the guy just poking the stone.
Which, by the way, he 100% cheated, right? Like, we're on the same page.
He's a fraud. He should be banned from Olympic competition moving forward.
Rough Olympics for the Canadians.
Not good. Not good. Losers and cheaters. Love you, Canada. But in any event, listen, dude, and we kicked ass in curling.
Yeah, we did.
We were, but like when curling's on, I'm in. I'm watching. And there's always, dude, there's no sport that's a bigger example of you're sitting at the bar watching that going, I could do that.
Oh, yeah.
You give me a month, I could do that. And yet, like, it's the most precise thing in the world. You're throwing that stone, like, just at, like, the perfect speed. And everybody's got the broom. And there's, would you rather be the person who throws the stone or one of the brooms people?
I think broom.
Same,
Yeah. The stone you have to. I just found out the Kansas City has a curling club too, so that's huge for me right now.
Nice. There's one like 20 minutes from my house.
That's crazy. I know, like up when you start getting to like
it's actually like fairly big in Wisconsin,
Minnesota. Those are all really big.
They got nothing better to do. Those people.
That makes sense.
They
just drink and do curling, and I feel like you go to curling after like you kind of age out of hockey, right? You can't really do the physicality anymore. Like I still want to be on the ice.
Like listen, they got this thing next door that. Yeah, it's better than going home to my wife. So
right, and from what I understand, it's a very social, like drinking game type of deal, like up there in those parts of the world, parts of the country. So. Curling is incredible to watch, especially when you like start to understand the intricacies of like all the shots. You're just like, wait, you're telling me that like they had to slide this the length of practically an NBA court and put curl around other stones to put it right where it needed to be to hit a stone to hit another stone.
It's crazy.
It is nuts. It really is
crazy. No, that's number one to the bullet for me. Also, by the way, a little bonus. I think there needs to be a few sports that they add. We're getting flag football, which is cool.
We are, yes.
Listen, I mean, I'm incredibly biased. We need pickleball.
I think we're close. That's got to be a couple years away, right?
Yeah,
a couple Olympics away.
Could be a couple years away, but I like pickleball to be involved.
You got summer.
Yeah, summer for sure. Give me a little pickleball, and then you know what, like. I think there's room for growth, like. So we have golf now.
Yep.
Which when I was a kid, I don't think we did. Do we have tennis? We do, right?
I believe there is tennis. I'm looking at it right now.
I thought so. Okay. So we got tennis. Yeah, we need a little pickleball. We've got ping pong, which is really the precursor to pickleball in a lot of ways.
Right. Yeah.
People that play ping pong and then play pickleball are nuts. Dude, crazy. Like really? They like grip the paddle differently, hit the ball differently. It's chaos.
Have you seen Marty Supreme yet?
No.
Good film, but they talked about like the pin holder. Well, you know, like it was a Japanese guy who held it like that, and he didn't know how to like respond to, like he didn't know how to play a ball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's part of like the whole thing. Yeah,
yeah. There's a couple sports that I'd like to see. Dodgeball's another one.
Yeah, dodgeball would be sick.
Dude, dodgeball would be. You imagine like Cold War, like USA Soviet Union dodgeball. It's absolute chaos, right? Like. Right. So give me dodgeball, give me pickleball, and we're good. We're good.
I think they're squash and football, squash and flag football are the two that are being added to the Summer Olympics.
I feel like squash is aggressive.
Yeah,
who the hell do you know play squash?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know anyone actually. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't know how to play squash. Is it like pickleball?
Bro, who the fuck? Are you kidding me? Play that. I already play one sport that's, that people are embarrassed for me. I can't be playing more than one.
There's so many more summer sports than there are winter sports. I didn't realize how many more. Like
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
They should really move basketball to winter.
That'd be interesting.
Because I mean, a lot of the times, basically, basketball is played in the winter, but
true. Yeah, it's not played in the summer, but that's also why it works in the Summer Olympics.
Yeah, 100. Right. Yes, that is. Yeah, I mean, look, great Olympics. I always love the Olympics. One of my favorite, like any international competition, truthfully, I love. I think we spent a lot of time, I think last year, talking about the Four Nations face-off, right?
Oh, yeah.
When then
that was fun. That was a big win.
Huge win. I mean, it was kind of a precursor for this. It kind of set up more tension going into the USA Canada hockey game, which was the very last event of the Olympics.
I know. Cool. Good way. Great way to end it.
It was a great way to end it. That's a great way to end this podcast as well. So thank you guys listening all the way to the end of the podcast. We'll have another one for you out on Friday. It's going to be a long week at the NFL Combine. We'll keep you guys up to date. We got plenty of stuff for you at KCA SN, KC Sports Network. We got you locked in. So make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button to become a ball knower. Be a writer for the That Football Show podcast. I mean, you guys are ride or dies, baby. That's right. We do appreciate you. So, from Verderame and Tucker Franklin, thank you to Ben Holiday, Bottle and Bond Bourbon for making this whole program possible. And we will talk to you guys on Friday.